John here. We're at 10th Planet Orange. I got a couple announcements. One, I want to thank Nico Price and Patrick Moran for these sick new kicks. New shoes from that. I haven't gotten taken down these yet, and I don't plan to. So, another announcement. We have a contest. So, I got 2 tickets to Penn State, Ohio State, February 15th. If you like, subscribe, and share this video, you will be entered. We will be picking the winners on February 10th, and I will mail these out to you. Best of luck. Like, subscribe, share. All right, so I wanted to go over some cradles that were here last night at the Penn State Iowa match. And I got my partner here with me, Lang. He's gonna help me. So a couple things I wanna go over. One is cradles is something that you guys should be implementing into your game from the time you're young. If you haven't, it's still not too late, but get going with these early. Everybody wants to start drilling on their feet and hitting their shots and all that stuff. I would encourage you to start each session on the mat. Get good on the ground, get good on top, and then build your way up to your feet, because every match, every fight starts on the feet. If you can get your mat game as good as your feet game, good things will happen. So we're gonna start with the RBY DeSanto cradle first. So let's put down the mat here real quick. So DeSanto ends up getting in on a head inside single right here. Yeah, so they were in a position like this. And if you guys go back to when Bo Nickel spladled Sammy Brooks in Iowa City, it was kind of the same setup. So he goes single leg, and they're not coming here because they don't have the angle yet. They didn't stuff the head, they didn't cover yet. So all they're doing is taking this hand, they're coming here first. So now it's blocking it off. So RBY came here and he went palm out. I've talked about this all the time, palm out. He went inside arm and he came here and he started pulling this foot, and then he comes to the heel and he rips a little bit. But what this is doing is it's paralyzing this guy. If you watch the match, which I can't show you because Facebook and YouTube take my stuff down when I do, but DeSanto didn't move. He couldn't go anywhere, he was paralyzed. So palm out is what's gonna set up your cradles. So here we go. So he's on a head inside single. Let's go this way a little bit. And as soon as he got here, you see RBY start digging right here. And as soon as he gets there, now he starts peeling at the foot right here, and he goes elbow deep. Elbow behind the knee, elbow in the neck is gonna be where your best cradle setups are gonna be. So put that back one more time. So he goes palm out here, and he picks at the heel right here. Boom. Now I got my cradle set. So I go elbow deep here, and now I just slide this hand in right here. Finish it great. The second time he did this, he did get both feet behind the knee, which we'll do now. So for here, and I got a tough guy, I can't go straight to here or else this guy will pick me up, which he does get picked up for a second. So he comes here, so he can't get picked up. Here. Boom. Elbow behind the knee. This elbow in the neck, boom. You drop. Now the key to a cradle, stay right there, is I gotta run the opposite hip to the mat. Notice his opposite hip is down. When he goes to finish the second cradle he gets on DeSanto, he runs both feet behind his leg here, which this could end up being a submission even jiu-jitsu. This gets really, really, really tight. One more time. Let's go from my feet. Right there. So I sprawl, and I catch right here. Palm out. You good? Good. Okay. Got another cradle for you guys. So last night, Nick Lee hit a nice cradle in his match. So this is kind of how it happened. So he was on top. Let's go this way. Yeah, right there. Yeah, right there. So he starts putting pressure on him, right? In wrestling, we can't stay down. So as he puts pressure, yeah, he steps up right there. And these Penn State guys are getting pretty creative with their cradle. So they're putting pressure. And as soon as they see a leg pop up, they're jumping pretty aggressively to this side. And all he did was lock up his hands. What this guy did, what the defensive guy did, he did a really good job with defense. So he ended up keeping me same side here, yeah. And he had this leg in between. So once he locked up the cradle, Nick Lee was kind of stuck for a second. So he had him locked up right here, but he couldn't really go that way because he was sitting on this side. I said earlier in the video, I have to run his opposite hip to the mat, which I'm not able to do here. So what Nick Lee does, he gets real creative and he does a suicide roll. So for here, all I have to do now is roll back this way. So right here, right there. That's good. When you guys are finishing these suicide rolls, it is so important to make sure you keep this arm inside the lock. Step back up for me. Yeah, right here. If this arm comes between the bodies, it's done. The suicide roll is not an option anymore. You have to go to something else. But what this guy did, he did a really good job keeping me on the same side. What I want to do is I want to run the far side of the mat right here. He didn't let me do that. So he rolls back out of it into a suicide roll. Yeah, right. So he puts pressure. Yep, he steps up, slaps this cradle on. So I would work on those 2 cradles. Make sure you guys are practicing them early. The great thing about cradles, you can score 6 points at a time and you can pin anybody. Start working on the cradles now.